This is just a sample of the audiobook. To get the complete audiobook, access the link posted in the first comment.
Competence. Newton was tenacious when attacking problems as well, whether in mathematics, physics, theology, or chemistry. When gripped by a puzzle, he became obsessive, continually assailing it until it finally succumbed, which it usually did. Were it not for his intensity and focus, Newton would never have made the progress he did. Like ordinary mortals, he would have been stymied. His fortitude, perseverance, and ability to focus were, on his own admission, even more important than his innate intellectual capacity. At his birth, however, any strength he possessed, physical, mental, or otherwise, was hidden. Newton was born on Christmas Day in a small upstairs bedroom of his family's manor house in Woolsthorpe, England. It was 1642, at least by England's reckoning. England's calendar was roughly 10 days out of sync with the continent's. Galileo died that same year. Isaac was born several weeks prematurely, very small and very sick. The attending nurses were sent to the next town for medicine, but despite the seriousness of the situation, they stopped along the way to rest because they were sure that the baby was as good as dead. Yet he survived the night, and the next day, and the day after that. Each day he precariously clung to life, his mother Hannah postponing his baptism in nearby Colsterworth for a week while Isaac slowly gained strength. He was so small he could fit into a quart pot, and small he would remain. Even as an adult, he was short. While an infant, he was fitted with a special neck brace so he could breathe and nurse properly. But he would not remain sickly and lived 84 more years. Isaac was not a son of laughter. One of his secretaries said later that he had only seen him laugh once. Rather, he was named after his father. But the senior Isaac Newton, Newtown, had died a few months earlier in October, only 6 months after his marriage to Hannah. He was only 36. Of what he died, we don't know, but his death was not entirely unexpected. A few days earlier, he wrote in his will that he was of sound mind but ill body. And so, in the space of a few months, Colsterworth's parish registry listed 3 major family events for the Newtons: a death, a birth, and a baptism. The latter entry was, Isaac, son of Isaac and Hannah Newton, baptized January 1st. Newton was a posthumous son, born after the death of his father. Newton's father, a yeoman, or upper-class farmer, left more than his name to his son. He bequeathed to him the 2-story stone farmhouse of Woolsthorpe Manor and 100 acres of surrounding farmland, as well as a number of cottages and tenant farmers. In addition, Isaac inherited 234 sheep. Woolsthorpe means wool farm, and 46 cattle, a considerable number of both. At least financially, Isaac Sr. left his pregnant wife and unborn child very comfortable. Isaac was born as the Lord of Woolsthorpe Manor and was expected to be a yeoman like his father, which carried with it a certain power of authority, including the authority to fine villagers for minor breaches of law. It was expected, therefore, that his mother would provide Newton with the same kind of education his father had, namely none. Isaac Sr. was illiterate and signed his name with his mark, the traditional X. Hannah was from the Askoff, or Askew family, of genteel status and so a bit higher up on the social ladder than her husband. Nevertheless, she received a minimal education, typical for women of her position. She, at least, could sign her name, as evidenced by her signature on her will. The one surviving letter we have of hers, which she wrote to her son while he was at Cambridge, reveals the limited training she received. The paper is torn, so some words are missing. It is signed, Your loving mother Hannah Walstrip, May the 6th, 1665. We do not know much about Hannah's background, not even her birth date. We know more about her brother, the Reverend William Askoff, who looked after Hannah and Isaac and would be instrumental in setting Newton on his academic course. Askoff was an Anglican rector, leader or director, of a parish 2 miles from Woolsthorpe. He received his M.A. from Trinity College at Cambridge University, where Isaac would eventually attend. When Newton was 3 years old, Hannah, probably around 30 years old, caught the attention of Barnabas Smith, the 63-year-old rector of nearby North Witham. Smith's first wife had died 6 months earlier, and Smith felt it was high time to get on with what was left of his life. A parishioner recommended Hannah as an extraordinary good woman with fine prospects. Smith, not having the courage to face possible rejection in person, sent the parishioner to propose for him, paying him a day's wage for his trouble.